First time here?
Yes, first time here in New Zealand.
What's your first impressions?
I think it's great. I mean, I'm loving the scenery and the culture. It's very different to what I'm used to in England, especially sort of all the mountains and stuff, or hills. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's great, and I'm really looking forward to the championship.
You were a little bit lastminute.com, so tell us how it came to be and why you jumped to do it.
Yeah, it was quite last minute. I found out in about mid-December that I was going to be coming here, and yeah, it was kind of around Abu Dhabi with the F1. I was in communication with Dr. Marco, and we spoke a bit, and we agreed that, basically in simple terms, he wants me to have the super license for next year, and we thought this was the best championship to do, sort of comparing this in the Middle East. So that's why we came here.
And of course, obviously, if it all comes well, a chance of 18 points. Where are you on that scale of super license points?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't really tally all the numbers.
You just keep going.
I'm a racing driver. I want to win races, and that's what I'm focused on.
Talking of which, 4 race wins this year in FIA F3. Happy with that season?
Yeah, I think it was a really good year in F3. Being a rookie, being 16 against a much more experienced field, I think it was really good. I had quite low expectations going into the year because I knew it was going to be extremely challenging, but really happy with sort of how we prepared and how I sort of learned and progressed throughout the season, and really happy with the year as a whole.
You came on my radar when I started looking at your bio and realising that you'd won the Macau Grand Prix. I did it for like 25 years, so I've seen, what it can do for a young man's career. I know it was F4, but it doesn't matter what you're in. You could be on a bicycle. That's a hard track. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was an amazing track. Obviously, I think there's no place really like Macau, and I absolutely loved the experience, loved the circuit. It was my first street circuit at the time. Now I've added Monaco to the list, but no, that was really amazing week as a whole, and a really incredible track. It was a shame that I didn't go this year because I wanted it to do it in the F3, so it was a bit disappointing that wasn't the car, because I really would have loved to go this year and try to fight for that title. But anyway, to do it and win it in F4 was really amazing.
You mentioned Helmut, and I'm sure you're aware, Red Bull have got a huge sort of background here, going all the way back to Brendan Hartley. It's the anniversary of the first ever TRS race this weekend. Brendan's coming here this weekend.
Okay.
He's racing, I think he's racing an historic car, but he was the first winner of TRS race, and obviously went on to be a Red Bull driver, both Toro Rosso and now world champion in wet. And of course, Kvyat, Lawson will be here on Sunday. Lucas
Is Liam coming?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so he's coming down just this Sunday, but I'm sure you're well aware of his news, obviously. But what is it like being a Red Bull junior and being picked to be one?
Obviously, it's amazing to be on a Formula One team. It's a more clear route, I guess you could say, to Formula One. You have that sort of direct ladder, and obviously it's a huge advantage. I joined the program when I was 13, so 4 years ago now, going into my 5th year on the program. So yeah, very happy to be with Red Bull. Obviously, at the moment they're the team to beat. They've been pretty impressive with Max the last few seasons, and yeah, really happy with them. Sort of started in karting and I've kind of grown through the ladder, sort of come up the steps with them. So yeah, really grateful for their support, and really happy to be on the program.
You really are taking the classic route, as it were, karting, and then into single seaters F4, F3, and this year Campos F2. So, like you say, you're ticking all the right boxes.
Yeah, I think it's going well so far.
Tell me a little bit about what you've learned from being a Red Bull junior, because you kind of, am I right in saying you're kind of the cool part of, you do some of the demo rides in the F1 car, the older F1 car, right?
Yeah, I got the opportunity to drive in Houston, in doing the show run with DC in the F1, which was an amazing experience. My first time in an F1, so yeah, that was great.
Is this something you've always wanted? Growing up to do this and to try to get to Formula?
Yeah.
And where are you from? Because you've got an interesting name and background. Your dad's here, I just met him. So you've got quite a multicultural upbringing.
Yeah, I'm sort of English. Sort of lived in England But yeah, Swedish on my dad's side and part Indian on my mother's side. So yeah, I got a big mix.
Well, we'll claim you as a Brit. We'll claim you because that's all good, and you've got British flag on the side of the car. So tell me about your expectations, because like you said, we've mentioned the super license points, and while it doesn't matter, you just keep rolling on. But it is an important season because you could score big here. And what's the plan? Is to try to effectively move from here, get more in F2, and possibly I've read that you might get some, hopefully Friday practices that will increase those points.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've come here to try to win. I'm just going to be quite honest with that. Yeah, I'm a racing driver. I want to win, so that's kind of the approach coming into this championship. I know it's going to be extremely competitive and very difficult, but yeah, that's what I want to do, and we'll see. I think I'm got quite a few points, so I think if I do well here, I should have the full super license. But yeah. No,
and looking forward to Campos, good team, and F2. Have you done any F2?
I had my first taste of F2 in Abu Dhabi last year in the postseason test, which was great, and yeah, really excited to be working with Campos. They had a very strong year with the new car. They've been really on top of it, so yeah, really excited for the season.
I know you haven't had much time to prepare, mid-December, but have you done any sim work on the tracks here and preparation for Tadpo and the next few tracks?
No.
Well, I saw you talking to Will Brown, and obviously he's got some experience here, another Red Bull driver and supercar champion, but he won here in Tadpo in supercars. But yeah, they're throwing some competition at.
Definitely.
Who do you know of the people that you're racing against here, or may have raced against before?
Not many, to be honest. I guess Matthias is probably the only one, my teammate, of having raced with him last year in F3. Even him, I don't know that well. Never really been teammates with him, so. I don't know that many drivers, but yeah, looking forward to meeting them throughout the season.
Obviously, we're very familiar with Liam Lawson. He's going to come on Sunday, and he was obviously a champion here back in the day. But I've kept in touch with him, and he said that being on the headphones and doing all that for as many years, even though he didn't want to do it as long as he did, has really helped him put him in the seat he's in. Will you get that chance? Will you get to be on the wall and listen in on what they're doing in Formula 1 when you're doing F2?
Yeah, I mean, already, to be honest, so far they've been very open and welcoming on that side. I've been sitting in a few of the debriefs last year, and I think there's even more on that side to come this year, so we'll see. I'm obviously very focused on the F2 because that's what's going to decide my future. I need to do well there. That's sort of my best way into Formula 1. But yeah, they've been very, very welcoming and really good on that side.
Well, it's day one, first test. How's the car compared to what you've driven before?
It's a bit slower. I mean,
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a category down. It's in between F4 and F3. So yeah, it's something a bit different to get used to and to adapt. But that's what we have to do all the time as racing drivers. We have to adapt to the conditions and what we're given. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Well, Arvid, obviously we're learning a little bit about you, but the beauty of the TRS series is situations like this where we can get to talk to you because you're not surrounded by media or locked to the paddock and down in debriefs. So we do get to know you guys over 5 weeks. Tell us a little about finally what you're all about. What do you like doing for hobbies and fun and whatever? Lawson admitted that he's a big McQueen car fan. So I don't know. What do you do when you're not racing?
I'm not obsessed with as Liam with cars. I don't know, to be honest. I'm very focused on racing. To be honest, it's all that I really think about, and all I think about is getting to Formula 1. So I don't really have an interesting answer for you, unfortunately. But
do you enjoy the training then?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, there is.
What's your go-to?
I mean, we end up doing quite a lot of sim because of the nature of the championships that we're doing with the FIA and F2 and F3. There's very little practice time, so I end up doing quite a lot of sim. And then there's also a lot of other things going on that kind of take up a lot of time. Some of it's enjoyable, some of it's not. And but being here at the racetrack, it is the fun bit, and I'm really, really happy to be here and looking forward for the season ahead.
Well, listen, best of luck. And as a fellow Brit, I know you'll be modest, but have you got this? Can you do this? 18 points?
We'll see. I think so.
Best of luck.